Hi there, everybody. This is B. Sedgwick from Spirit Moxie. And again, we're doing in the last two or three videos I've done introducing Corner of Calm. I've been talking about sort of some of the tensions and the things that don't work and the pieces against it. And I'm continuing that. I said that we're three. And the third piece of the main way that I think we antagonize each other is about the idea of easy. What you say? Easy? I mean, ease? Why should ease be like that? But for one thing, we've honored the idea of hard work and struggle as a virtue, and there's nothing wrong with it. But when something's easy, we seem to diminish it a little bit. But the piece that I want to talk about with this is that it's also a blind spot. That if something is easy for you, you assume it should be easy for everyone. And I'm talking about the things that are so matter of fact that you can't even imagine. I learned this, and this is not maybe an easy example. When I was teaching an English class, and I learned that not everybody sees plays when they read them. And I could understand that one, but that was probably sort of the foundational easy piece on that. But there are multiple things that I really can't do. I mean, no matter how careful I am. For example, and people don't get this, if we have the same stack of clothes and we both fold them carefully, I am betting you almost anything that your stack will be 2 or 3 inches shorter than mine. I remember telling some team members that it might be really great if they packed up our exhibit while I went and dealt with the hotel. And part of that happened, and they thought I was just trying to get out of it. But I knew for a fact that they were easier, it would be easier and also more efficient the more of that job they did. On the other hand, I listen to people getting ready for a trip, and they have their suitcase out 3-4 days ahead of time, even 2 days ahead of time. And as long as my clothes are clean, I can go to almost any, unless I'm actually moving, pack in an hour, 2 hours, 20 minutes. So I always listen to them talk about them starting to pack, and even my mind goes, why? I mean, you're not leaving for 2 days. So what do you think of as easy? My thing is cleaning. It might be public transportation, which I can pretty much master in any city fairly easily. And other people, it's a struggle. I don't know. I haven't had that conversation, but it could be. The example I wanted to share, for example, is I know that cooking is a big deal for a lot of people. You might end up doing a dinner. I look at all these cooking for one deals, and I can cook dinner for me that's pretty good as quickly and as cheaply as any of the stuff that you get the pre-cooked things online. And one of the things that I'd like to do, because I have done it in the past, is do a very, very last-minute dinner with no chance to go to the store, not anything. Include a friend if they wanted, all of a sudden were available and were hungry or wanted to come over, or I invited them as a very, very last-minute thing. And I'm betting that for some of you listening to this, that may not be an easy thing. But the final piece of ease I want to apologize for, and maybe because it's something that you might struggle with, because I've been in groups that are, for example, following Eckhart Tolle or whatever, is that for whatever reason, I found it easy to sort of fall into presence and calm. It started when I literally fell and had a mild concussion, and the response to that was that I should not do anything, and I decided it was a sign from my body that that was what I was supposed to do, and I just did it. I've learned that the chatter in my head is, from what I hear from other people, pretty much non-existent, and it might turn off. I mean, I wouldn't know, because if you end up turning off the chatter in your head, you wouldn't have the chatter in your head to know if you turned it off. But I'm thinking it may have happened, and for me that is easy. So that's one of my challenges when I'm working with you all, is to know that for many of you this isn't an easy place to be. But with those notes, because we can all do this, I invite you into calm, because one of the things we can do when something is easy is help someone else, or as I call it, in a train to calm. And I think I'd love to know what's easy for you, and know exactly how you react to that word. Thank you.